Welcome to Enrich and Elevate. On today's podcast, I have Anthony and David, and we want to talk about entrepreneurship today. So first of all, let's have a chat. Why does entrepreneurship matter, especially to young people?
I feel like it matters to young people, especially for those who doesn't have like a role model or like looking for leadership in life.
Okay.
I feel like it matters because so we don't have, because we have so many corporate businesses, we should have local things where everybody knows each other and everybody can use their businesses together.
Okay, so like some community collaboration.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So have either of you ever tried a side hustle before? Like something that you do on the side where you're trying to make some money. It's maybe not a full-fledged business. What have you tried? Did it work? Did it not work? Did you maybe just not earn enough money off of it?
Yeah, I was selling merch, but then I was being like an idiot, so I didn't. Instead of getting more like clothes, I wanted to party, so that's why it messed me up.
That's okay.
I was reselling AirPods, and then I was just flipping other things, buying things for less, and then just flipping it for more.
Okay. Do either of you feel like you were making some solid money off of that?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Yeah, it was all right.
Okay. I mean, I feel like at any point, any money in your pocket feels better than no money, right?
Yeah.
So let's also talk about turning your passion into a profit. So a lot of times for entrepreneurs, that's what it is, right? Is they found something that they love to do, something that they're passionate about, and they want to turn that into a business so they can make money. Do either of you have a passion that you've thought about turning into a business, or what have you seen other people do?
I don't really have like a passion like to try to turn it into that like as of right now, but right now I'm just trying to figure out like all my skills.
Okay. All right. That's an important part. You got to know what you're capable of.
Yeah, I currently do photography and videography at Keystone Region Media.
Shameless plug.
But yeah.
Okay. So if we're talking about starting a business, like if either one of you decided, okay, I want to start a business, do you have any fears around that or anything that you feel like would be holding you back from just jumping in and starting your business?
Probably the cost of it.
Okay.
Yeah, basically the fact of leaving like a full-time job, jumping into a business is kind of scary because cause a full-time job is consistent money, and with the business, you'll have good months and you'll have bad months.
Okay. So, and that can be the scary part is like, hey, am I going to have consistent income to be able to pay my bills off of? Have you ever heard people talk about like, well, just take the leap of faith, just like jump in and just quit your job and just do the thing? Like, have you heard that? Have you thought about doing that? Or is that just absolutely terrifying?
I heard about it, but I wouldn't do that no time soon.
Not ready for it? Because I know you said you do have a business that now do you consider yours a business or do you consider it a side hustle?
I never really thought about that.
It could be both.
Yeah.
Whatever you wanted like to make it.
Okay. Do you feel like maybe it's a side hustle now that you're trying to transition into a full-fledged business that could be your full-time income?
Yeah.
Okay. We are speaking that into existence, right? Manifesting, right? So having talked with not even just young people, but like adults that want to start businesses, I hear a lot of, I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. And sometimes it's just researching and figuring things out. But as I always say, like, if it doesn't scare you, is it really worth doing? With limits, right? Like, it scares me to go play out in traffic. I'm not going to go and do that. But starting a business can be a good scary. Are there any skills you can think of that an entrepreneur would need to have to be successful? Like, what skills do you think a successful business owner would need to possess in order to be successful?
Consistency. Basically, like knowing how to talk and market yourself. And yeah.
Leadership.
I think, okay, leadership is good because when you're running a business, it's you, yourself, and you, and that's it, right? So you got to have those leadership skills of like keeping yourself on track and accountable and doing all of those fun sort of things. Is there anyone you can think of locally that would be like local inspiration? Someone that started a business or a business that you know of locally that you really like and that, you know, you would love to see more of?
Like this dude named Capri. He from out of town, but he got like a clothing brand.
Okay.
Think.
I mean, I can think of one that's right on your shirt, right?
Yeah,
Which is
Donegan.
Donegan. Shout out to Donegan. They make all of our merch for the program. I think he's a great one to look at as someone that started a local streetwear brand and has been around. I think he just celebrated like 8 years, which is crazy. And that's his full-time gig. Like that's how he pays his bills. That's what he does. And if you've ever been to a store, you know, he's just got that little storefront, but he makes enough doing that's his thing. And I think he does a lot with supporting the community, which is why I always make sure that I go to him instead of ordering online because he actually gives back, which is something I like to see from entrepreneurs. So how do you feel about, so you talked about not being ready to like quit a job and jump into it full time, but then how do you balance that? Like, how do you balance working and either having a side hustle or having something that you're trying to create into a full-time business?
It's real hard. It's real hard working with a regular job and having a side hustle. It's like one day, like there'd be something coming up, and my regular job had me scheduled, and it just doesn't work together most of the time.
So how do you pick between the two?
I don't know. My opinion is if you want to be committed to something, like you gotta like do one thing more than a little bit more than the other, and see like I think you gotta do both to see what you really want in life for real. You gotta test it out.
So try them both out because you're not going to know what you like and what you're good at unless you try it. Okay. Now, Anthony, I know you and I have talked before about you wanting or thinking about starting like a vending machine business. Is that something that you would be interested in? Is that something that you would look at as a side hustle? Or do you think that that could be like a full-fledged, I make my living off of having a vending machine business?
I mean, having a vending machine, I think like you can make a really good income, and you can have your own business with vending machines, and also you can have it as a side hustle.
Okay. So it's something that could offer that flexibility of like, hey, I could start off with maybe 1 or 2 machines that I just do on the side in conjunction with working, but you want to get serious about it, you can really turn it into something. So to any of our listeners out there, if you would like to support an up and coming business owner and you would like to let him put a vending machine in your business, that would be fantastic. Please hit us up for that. What about people wanting you to do stuff for free? Especially, you said you do photography and videography. So do you get a lot of people that ask you like, well, can you just come set up your camera? Can you just come take a couple of pictures and videos for the free? Like, and what do you do? Do you do it or do you slide them a pricing sheet?
Pricing sheet.
Okay.
Most of the time. But sometimes if it's something like where I really want to do it and I reach out to them to do it, that's when I do it for free.
Okay.
But like, if they come to me about it, then I'm charging.
Okay. Do you do things for free if you feel like they're going to help boost up your portfolio, or just something that it's like, hey, this could give me some good experience?
Not no more. When I first started, I was, but not really, not no more.
Okay. Okay. And like Anthony, I'm assuming when you start your vending machine business, you ain't giving stuff out for free, right?
Nah.
You're not going to be like, hey, A3 is $0. You can just try this for free. But I think for you, maybe it's looking into what would sell, where can I sell it, like what's going to perform well in a vending machine, where's a good location to put it.
Or good needs for it.
Yes. But I think you're onto something with the vending machine. And then maybe you get this guy over here, you know, you're going to pay him, of course, to come in and like do some photography, videography, so you can post and let people know like, hey, here's my vending machine, come and support me. I'm going to segue into your guest for today.
Welcome on our guest, Ash Jones, owner of Ground Zero Visuals. Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Y'all asleep? Wake up.
So, we're gonna get started. Like, so you work a full-time job and you do Ground Zero Visuals. How do you like manage that? Like,
Yeah. So I guess starting out was like, it started as like a hobby. Like I started with just a drone and a phone. So I really just started making videos. We had a youth football league, and I was making videos for the league with my phone and the drone. Taught myself how to edit, with some editing software, and it got to a point where I was like, I want to do more. Like I try to teach myself something new every video. And then it's like, man, if I want to take this further, I got to get a camera. So I had some money saved up, and I invested in the camera. I actually put my head together, reached out to another video guy I know, shout out Corn. Reached out to him just to get his opinion on like what's a good camera, what to stay away from. He asked me what I'm looking to do, and I made a decision on the camera. I made the purchase. So, and it was a hefty penny, you know what I mean? But I took it like I'm gonna invest in it because I did see a future in possibly making ROI, which is return on investment. So I said, let's just do it. So I jumped off the porch and bought a pretty expensive camera because it was within my means. Because I do work a full-time job. I knew I got a consistent income coming in. So it is a little bit risky to spend that if you don't got it coming back. But since I knew I did and figured I could make the money back, through bookings, I took that leap of faith. So, now here we are almost 3 years later, and, essentially a full-fledged business. But I still work a full-time job because that consistent income, that stability, the benefits, all those things where if I was to decide I want to just take that leap of faith and just say, screw it and forget a full-time job, like I'm risking, not having any of those things. And that's just not a place where I'm at right now. But, maybe in the future, we'll kind of see what happens.
So do you think that's a full-time job or a side hustle?
For me right now, it's a side hustle. It's my side business. I work a full-time job still, but, you figure work 9 to 5. You get out at 5 o'clock, what do you feel like? Are you going to go shoot something? Are you going to edit? So it's really a lot of time management because you only get 24 hours in a day, and I still got a family at home and I got to take care of me. So my days start early and try to get up at 4 in the morning, go to the gym, go off to work. After work is, all right, do I have a booking where I have to shoot something? If not, I'm trying to edit because I'm trying to get better. I'm still learning every day. I'm like, I have a side business. I say it's a side hustle, side business, but I'm still learning every day. So pretty easy to manage when I know, like, if I want to get better and I want to make some money at it, I just got to learn.
So, like, how did you market yourself? Like, how did you, like, because the whole community knows about you now. Mm-hmm. Like, how did you have the whole community, like, know about you now?
So I knew a lot of people. I've been here my whole life, born and raised here. So, it's just your networks of people, bro. Whether, y'all know a lot of people, too. Y'all play sports and you shop for sports and the high schools y'all went to. Everyone's going to go and grow. So those networks of people, they shouldn't leave you. You know those people. Keep in contact with those people because you never know where they'll take you. But to answer your question, how I market it was just, try to be creative. I got on calendars, like putting my business out there, like Therapy Dogs United, and I, pay a little sponsorship every year to be in their books for their calendar. So you never know who's going to look at the calendar. May reach out through your website. So I made myself a website. I do a lot of like behind the scenes, especially for like our line of work, bro. It's real important to kind of put your personality out there because that's got me more bookings than anything. It's just people thinking, oh, he's just a regular dude with a camera. Even with like, my full-time job is I work at a bank. I'm a manager at a bank. So even with that, it's being personable and people realize I'm just a normal person. These happen to be my job, my occupation, side hustle, whatever it may be. Just them feeling comfortable enough to come to you will get you a lot more business than trying to be uber professional. You know what I mean? I lean on the fact that I'm not a expert by any means. I'm still learning. And that I think transparency has gotten me a lot of business. What else you got?
So, like, you talk about like ROI. So, like, anything. So, when you shoot for somebody, do you put that back into the photography?
Yeah. So right now, where I'm at with things, I don't need any new equipment. I've gotten to a point where it was a point in time where it's like, man, I really need lights, so I really need, a tripod, or I need a gimbal. You need all these things, and the way I looked at it was like, it'd be nice if I can just take this check, buy it, and then get that money right back. But realistically, it didn't happen like that. So I'd always try to plan it out, like, okay. So in the beginning, I shot a lot of free stuff. But within those free gigs became a lot of just like word of mouth. Like that's free advertising because people are going to post the videos if it's good work, letting everybody know who it is, who did it, and where to find you. So that got me a lot of bookings where I was able to use my calendar and place it out weeks and months at a time. So I know I have this coming up. and come up with my shot list. So do I have everything I need to create that shot list? And I've gotten to a place now where I don't need anything. So I'm just kind of saving, trying to create like a rainy day fund in case something comes up, because you never know. Yeah, I pay insurance on my equipment, but what if something breaks and I need something right now? So right now it's kind of just going back into the business on the savings end. I pay for my monthly subscriptions and, your website and all that stuff that's coming out automatically each month. So just having an overage of cash flow right now is just like something always goes wrong. So I'm just kind of preparing for that.
So, what's your advice to somebody starting a business right now?
Don't wait. A lot of people that I'm cool with, they have like business ideas in mind or business ventures they want to go on, and they're waiting for the exactly right time. There is no right time. Like, right time is now. So I would say start before you think you're ready, because again, I started and I got my camera. The first day I got my camera, I jumped outside and just started shooting because I wanted to get better. I needed to learn. And the more you wait, I think you just leaving money on the table. So my opinion is just start before you think you're ready, because more times than not, you can learn what it is you think you need to learn on the fly. And I think that's the best experience you get is by actually doing.
What do you need to expect when having a business?
I mean, you gotta expect, like, because again, this is my side hustle. So at the end of the day, if it were to fail, I have a consistent income that's coming in. To speaking to someone who's taking a leap of faith and that's all they got is, you have to expect those dry seasons like we spoke about, like a summer. Sometimes it might be hot. When I first started out, I was shooting just sports. So I think it's important to keep multiple. This is another stream of income, but multiple different markets you're able to work within to keep that consistent flow. So I shoot weddings, I'll shoot ballet, I'll shoot a commercial, or you know what I mean? I'll shoot anything that I feel like I can comfortably deliver what they're looking for. Expect rainy days, expect cancellation. So, build up your portfolio and your business model so you are taking care of whether someone cancels or not. I think I'm in a spot now where it's good, where I have contracts with people. So each year I know I have these dates booked up because they've booked me already. So, I think just being smart about your business model and just expect like the unexpected.
So how do you price yourself?
Yeah, so that's tough, especially if you don't have like a market of people that you can lean on to say, hey, what's the going rate for a video? Because especially where we're at, like in Erie, Pennsylvania, what we might charge for a video is extremely lower than what they might charge in the DMV. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, because I've gotten bookings where I'll say my fee and they're like, that's it? So I'm like, dang, that's it. Like, it made me feel like I need to go up. Yeah. So I think it's just having like a network of people that you can lean on, and also, what are you comfortable with? So I say my pricing, I don't do hourly, because sometimes if you say an hourly rate, it gets a little tricky and fuzzy then. Yeah, I say I got inquiry-based pricing. So what I mean by that is, okay, what are you looking for? Like, tell me your vision. What is it that you're looking for? They'll tell me what they're looking for, and then I'll start putting in my mind, like, okay, how long would it take me to exactly deliver that? So you've been to a lot of basketball games. You've been to a lot of things where it's like, all right, I know I don't need to be there for the whole game to capture what it is that they're looking for. Yeah. I don't need to be at the whole event to do what they're looking for. So inquiry basis, they reach out to me, they say, I'm looking for this. I'll throw them a price and say, okay, I'm comfortable with this. So I know my hourly rate, right? And I'll put maybe $50 on top of that per hour for editing. Throw them a number, and maybe you guys come in the middle where you feel comfortable with the number. As long as you guys feel comfortable with, put that on contract, and that's how I go. Like I said, you can do an hourly rate, and I kind of got mine based off of leaning on other videographers and what they're charging for those specific things, like a basketball mix, or if it's a wedding or a dance recital. So you don't want to price yourself out by being too high, and you don't also want to leave money on the table by being too low. So something that for you, I would say something you're comfortable with, that you're making money and you're not losing money, it's a win.
How do you stay motivated to being a cameraman while having a full-time job?
Yeah, bro. Sometimes I do not feel like going to these gigs. I ain't gonna lie. Like, sometimes, like, man, I just got out of work. I got off at 5 and I got to shoot something at 5:30. It's gonna take me 3 hours. Then I got to get home and upload the footage and, maybe start creating the shot list or trying to start edit, but get ahead of time because I still got to work tomorrow. So it's super important to have time management, having time for yourself. yeah, sometimes it's really tough to want to go to these gigs when you have a consistent income. But I made the commitment, and it's my obligation to fulfill my duty and what I said I'm going to do. So that's kind of just it, because I feel like our reputation is all we got, right? So people saying you do good work, people are reaching out to you and they're depending on you to deliver that good work. So that's kind of what keep me going.
So when you do a contract with a client, any client, do you always do a contract with, or does it depend on the situation?
Now, bro, yes. Now it's a yes, and I've been burnt. I've been burnt. I've been burnt by businesses and corporations. So like, and you would think that because they have the money, it shouldn't be an issue to get you paid. But everybody don't operate in the same principles that we do. So in the beginning, it was like, yeah, I'll look out. No, I'll be there, and no contract, and then the dragging the feet on payment, and then you know what I'm saying. So now it's at least 25% down deposit, non-refundable. That gets me there. We got it booked. It's on my calendar. I'm gonna be there, unless you decide I'm not. Okay, and you say that the booking's canceled. The 25% is non-refundable, and we move forward from there. But yeah, bro, everything is a contract now, just because protect you and them. I think it's just smart business.
What do you think about like people being scared to put themselves like out there?
I mean, it's realistic, bro. Like I said, in a perfect world, I would do this full time. Like this is my kind of like my passion. It's a hobby turned passion. And it'd be nice. It'd be nice to do this full time, bro, because I actually enjoy it. But realistically, like especially in this climate that we have today, it wouldn't be smart of me to leave the job I have just to pursue this passion, especially when I can still fulfill those, like that desire to have that passion and do the creative part of it. I can still do that in the time that I get outside of work. So having that job and having that stability, I mean, you get days off and you've earned up vacation days. And if you need a vacation to take 2 weeks, you want to go shoot something for 2 weeks, I can do that, So right now, I don't blame anybody for feeling the angst behind taking that leap of faith. But I would say, so you got to start somewhere. And if you have that drive and you have that passion, you'll find a way to make it work.
How do you like turn like the skills that you have into like side hustles or jobs?
Those networks of people, bro. I think your name will get you in a room way before your actual body's in there. You know what I'm saying? There's so many people that reach out to me like, hey, I heard you do good work. Can you do this? Can you do this? So, yeah, your reputation is going to be everything. Your reputation precedes you. And just make sure people are saying good things about you.
Have any inspires? Like what inspired you to like start doing camera?
Yeah, so my sons, I got 4 sons, and my oldest, he was playing football at the time, and a lot of stuff I was doing with my phone, like the type of video he wanted, I couldn't do it with the phone, so I needed to invest in a camera. So I'll be honest, bro, I didn't envision this turning into a business. It was just something like I just picked up a phone, and I did enjoy the aspect of like editing and creating little highlight tapes of like myself and my kids and stuff. But it ended up bubbling into a business because I became pretty good at it. And the network of people that I know that were leaning on me like, hey, I heard you do good work. Could you do this? And it snowballed into something greater. So I didn't expect this happening. I'm super thankful to be in this position, but yeah, bro, I didn't envision this being a thing at all.
Yeah, cause I feel like this business actually helps our kids and our community, and they love it.
For sure, bro. You probably don't even realize how many people have seen some of the work you've done and how that's helped these kids and helped this community by just promoting them, whether you did that for free or you were paid, right? Because I have to give you an example. I've had kids come up to me and tell me, yeah, this college coach, they reached out, they want some film, So I've done like talking head videos where I'm just talking about the kid, and social media, everything's content now. Social media is all over the place, and that's one of the first things these coaches might look at is what's your social media imprint, what's your footprint, what's it looking like, what are they saying about you? So that's kind of our obligation to the people after us and younger than us you have those skills, you got that ability, and you have the following to put them on the forefront and give them the exposure that they may not get elsewhere. So definitely shout out to every videographer, cameraman, media person, because you might not realize it, but you're helping the community out by doing that.
Yeah.
Think people struggle with becoming an entrepreneur?
I think it's the same, just the same. Everybody probably has the same angst. It's like trying to wonder where your next dollar is going to come from once you take that leap. because it's not guaranteed, and sometimes social media support looks like actual support that's not. So you don't want to bank on a like, or you don't want to bank on a follow or a share, thinking that that's like something tangible that you can rely on monthly. I would say focus on bettering the skills in the craft, taking that leap of faith as far as putting yourself out there, building that portfolio, gaining that clientele, and getting that consistent network of people that you can rely on.
And a lot of people don't realize either, like after me, you, Corn, we see all these little kids just popping up out of cameras nowhere. It's a big, and I feel like Corn had a big influence on the city too.
Likewise, you too. I mean, and we got a small city. It's like a melting pot where you can do so much. There's so much that you can do. I think it's important to just kind of keep that in mind, that there's so many pieces of a pie, and everybody can get a piece. I think we do a good job. Everyone kind of working together, bouncing ideas off each other, and leaning on each other for inspiration when you might not have it. Again, it's going to be huge. Always have that network of people, and I'm kind of thankful for the ones that we got.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all for having me on today, man. Appreciate what y'all doing. Y'all need to keep this going. Turn the AC on in here. but I appreciate y'all for having me on.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.